So a third of Russian vehicular losses in Kursk these past couple of days is because Russia keeps running into mines. So essentially what happens is that, well, let's say that Russia is in control up here. Ukraine is in control in this small village here. And what Russia wants to do is to, well, they want to assault down this path, come around here and gain access to town. What happens is that when the Russians gather their forces, it's easy to spot with drones. So when they gather their troops up here, in order to launch assault, Ukraine spots them and they get everything ready for the assault, and they even begin shelling this location with artillery, taking out some of the troops early on. Then the Russians begin moving out along this main road here, and that is when Ukraine calls in more artillery and drone strikes all along this road, taking out even more of the Russians as they're advancing. The Russians then, they keep pushing along, coming around here, and what happens now is when they get, oh no, what's going on? When they get to over here, they run into minefields. And of course, when that happens, you get more and more and more drone strikes. And not only drone strikes, you also have at short range infantry with anti-tank weapons, RPGs, AT-4s, NLAWs, javelins, what have you, firing from hidden positions at the Russians when they're stuck in the minefield. The Russians, they try and push past, and what happens then? Well, lo and behold, there's another minefield. So now the Russians, they keep pushing through the minefield. What the hell is going on here? And reach another minefield. They get hit again, rinse and repeat. And if that's not bad enough, when Ukraine has learned this attack is coming, spotting this attack with drones early on, they move up tanks and other vehicles to stay ready. So a tank can come in from here and set up position here, an overwatch position, flying down this way. And they may even move up maybe here to shoot around the corner here of the woods here as the Russians show up. So it's just from start to finish, the Russians are just hammered by artillery, mortars, drones, eventually mines, and then RPGs and tanks and infantry fighting vehicles open fire straight into these columns as they're advancing. And it is a massacre, a full-on massacre. And it wouldn't surprise me that Ukraine also launches artillery-based mines. You deploy mines with artillery, so you spread out new minefields behind the Russians as they're coming in. So when the Russians are pushing through, you launch in the artillery that carries mines, and you get more minefields on the roads as the Russians are driving along, as they're passing through. And when they're trying to turn back and flee, they run into more mines. So I mean, it's just a complete disaster, total mayhem, chaos, and it's a slaughter. So that is why we can see Russia losing 10 vehicles, 17 vehicles in one single assault. And I mean, if the transports carry 3 troops and 8 to 10 infantry, the casualties stack up pretty quickly. And I mean, as you can imagine, when the infantry dismounts the destroyed vehicles and stop running back on foot, Ukraine obviously launches what? Namely, cluster munitions, more assaults on the infantry as they're exposed, trying to get back. And I mean, it's just mayhem. So they're taken out by the mines and the tank weapons moving in, trying to run back, cluster munitions rain in and wipe them out. It is complete and utter destruction. It's just mind-boggling what the Russians are trying to do facing this amount of firepower.